back to another episode of the A Miracle Marketing Podcast, where we bring you interviews from business owners, celebrity guests, and hot topics. I'm your host, Brandon Adams. And today, my co-host, Big Perion, is not on. And so hopefully he'll join us throughout the show. He's a busy man, always producing those hit records. So we'll have to see if he'll join us on the show. But in the meantime, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or advertise, send us an email to A Miracle Podcast. On today's show, we have a very special guest. Me and this young lady go back to elementary school. I decided to bring her on the show because she has some very important information that we all need. I have it. So, and I want other people to have it. But she is a life insurance agent, and we all out here need life insurance. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my very special guest, Rahmica Torregano-Stewart. Welcome to the show, Rahmica. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful. Thank you for having me. And yes, we go way back. Elementary school with the uniforms.
With the uniforms, most definitely. Private school.
Cannot forget those uniforms.
Yep. So I wanted to bring you on the show to talk to our guests. You know, life insurance is so important, and so many people don't have it. They're always, at the last minute asking people to get a GoFundMe, donate, all those things. So I wanted to have you on the show to talk about the importance of life insurance, let people know it's not something that is optional, it's something that's needed. So I'm gonna let you tell our viewers about life insurance and why they need to have it.
Okay, so life insurance is very important. And the first thing that you said was really important with people having life insurance. And then when they need it, they have to do a GoFundMe or ask for money. And life insurance is the only insurance that you should get when you don't need it. Mm-hmm. Because when you need it, usually it's probably too late, or it's too expensive. Mm-hmm. It's too expensive. So life insurance is based on two things. Can you guess what you think?
Age.
It would be. Yep.
Age. Because it's cheaper when you're younger.
Right. Age and health. Exactly. Right. Oh, so it's based on age and health. The younger you are, the healthier you are. As we get older, we start getting health issues and start being diagnosed with different things, and that affects it's like a credit score. It affects your rating on life insurance. So the younger you are, the healthier you are. So the cheapest it will be at that time. So, and that's the thing about it. We want to save money, so lock it in while you're young and you're healthy. Some people wait till they have children. Some people get it before they have children. I got life insurance when I was 21. Okay. My roommate, she just got a job with the police department. Lady was coming over talking about benefits. I had a job, but I had insurance on my job. But when she really broke it down and was like, okay, well, do you see yourself on this job forever? Is this something where you're going to retire at? Is there longevity in this position that you're in? And I couldn't say yes. So she was like, okay, well, you get life insurance outside your employer because you could take it with you. The thing about life insurance on the job, they own it.
True.
They could change it. They pick who they have their coverage with. You don't pick that. Only thing you do is, so that's why they call it, you can participate. Like when you get a job after your 90 days, then now you're able to participate in their programs. That's basically what it is. You can participate in their programs, but once you leave, you can't take it with you. That goes along with banks, credit unions, and some people are even with associations like Electric Workers of America, Cable Workers of America, Veterans of Foreign Warfare. Those are unions and associations that some employees will be a part of, depending upon what industry you are. But if you're no longer with that union, credit union, or association, you don't qualify for those benefits anymore.
True.
So it's always best to have something outside your employer that you own and you control. Even as a 21-year-old, it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I locked the insurance in at 21, but I didn't get like a big policy. I had $100,000 worth of life insurance. I was 21. It was $20 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And only thing I thought about was my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Because if something happens to me, I don't want her to be worried about how she was gonna bury me and what she was gonna do. Because at that time, my mom, I know my mama don't have money like she didn't have money like that back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was a single mom working. I had two younger brothers that were still in the house that she was taking care of. So, but that was my first learning about life insurance. But, you know, as life happens, you grow up and I had an equipment finance company and 2008, the market tanked. It wasn't giving away no loans, you know. I had a savings and everything, but you know what happened when you start living through that savings? And then I was really kind of contemplating, like, what could I do? What else could I do? And that's when I came across life insurance because it's a need. You can't sell a need.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't sell a need. So that's why life insurance is so important that you get it while you're young and you're healthy. Even if you think you're going to have a family, like my husband, we've been together for 13 years, but he got $1 million policy when he was 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he did that because he knew one day he would have a family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just being proactive.
Yeah.
And it's so inexpensive that if you try to get it now, it's like, whoa, you know, it's going to be so expensive because he's older. He's 51.
Mm-hmm. So tell our viewers, I would say if they're younger, what's the minimum amount that they would pay, something like monthly, and then to our older viewers, the ones I would say 40 and above, around what price range would they pay?
Okay, so well, first of all, life insurance. When you get life insurance, rule of thumb is that you get at least 10 to 12 times your income.
Okay.
So if you're younger and you're just starting out in your career, and say you make $2,500 a month, you'll get about $250,000 to about $400,000 worth of coverage. That's if you have a family.
Okay.
Usually with between the ages of 25 and I would say 35, that could be anywhere between, and it all depends on your health.
Okay.
That could be anywhere between $35 to $65.
Okay.
It just depends on your health. Now, as we get older, now our older clients, a lot of their children are grown, they have grandchildren, so they probably don't need as much coverage because their responsibility has decreased because they don't have anybody depending on them to come home, feed them, wash their clothes, get them ready for school, anything like that. So at that point, as you get older, it could be anywhere between $80 to $200, depending upon how much coverage you want, and that could be anywhere between 50 to maybe $300,000 of coverage. But also, it also depends on your age and health.
Okay. So
right.
I got a question for you. With the younger, a lot of our younger people that I know, I'm not speaking for everybody, but a lot younger ones that I know, they tend to partake in smoking weed and Black and Miles and all that stuff. Does that affect their coverage or their premium at all?
It does. It does. Because so now we're in a different world now because now you have states that have marijuana legal, right? So you would be considered a smoker. Usually your coverage is double.
Even if it's so-called marijuana or weed, not nicotine cigarettes.
It just depends.
Okay.
It depends. It depends. So if it's in a state where it is legal for recreational purposes, then it will cost more. It will cost more.
Okay.
Now, if it's a medical situation, now that opens up a whole nother can of worms because it's like, why are you on marijuana for medication purposes? Like now I have to look into that.
Like Snoop said, he needed for his cataract.
And that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
All
And
right.
if that's it for his cataracts was for your eyes, right?
Right.
Might not be a problem. But if you need it for cancer purposes, that can greatly affect your approval and the amount you pay monthly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good question. That's a very good question.
No problem. No problem. Um, so people that have a family, should they get their kids covered as well?
Yes, most definitely. As much as we don't want to think about it, things happen to children all the time.
Hmm.
And protecting your kids is not a bad thing. It's just, God forbid if something happens.
Okay.
You just want to have that protection. I mean, none of us want to ever think of anything like that, but I've had several death claims that I delivered to clients or had to help them through the process of filing a death claim for a child.
Mm.
And just by having that sense of security, yeah, they're very thankful that they were able to have that. And yes, I think you definitely should. You know how many clients I have that have insurance on their grown children?
I mean, things happen. So,
All the
and a
time.
lot of times your well, kids are, even if they're grown, they probably think I'm healthy. I don't need it. Why would I pay for that? Things
Hmm.
like that. But, it's important to have.
In
I
old
feel.
school, yeah, old school, your grandmother, great grandmother, they had insurance on everybody.
Hmm. That's true.
Because their thing was that you're not going to leave me unprepared.
Leave me with a
What
will, not a bill.
Exactly, exactly. What you do with your policy and your family, that's fine with you.
Mhm.
But for my security, I'll have something for that I know that I own and control and have protection for you. So, yeah, I highly recommend that people have insurance on their children. Just God forbid if something happens.
Okay. Um, Now earlier we were talking offline and you talked about other things that people need for their household and things that you can assist them with. Name some of the things that you can assist them with, as well as I know some things you don't do yourself personally, but your husband does, and you guys are a team. So talk to
Mhm.
our viewers about that, things that you and your husband can help them with in their finances and preparing for their household.
Okay. So I do have a lot of clients that will get on and we'll do a consultation first and just go over depending on the conversation that we had prior to our the consultation appointment. But we also help them save money, whether it's home, auto, renter's insurance. A lot of people think just because you bundle insurance with your car or your home that you're saving, and a lot of times you're not. So we offer homeowners insurance, renters insurance, and car insurance just to help clients save money. We also do prepaid legal because, like you talked about, leave a will, not a bill.
Mhm.
So I talk to clients about, do you have something in place, God forbid, if something happens because you're a single parent, or maybe you don't have any children just yet. And if you're going to leave that to a parent, how does that look like? So we also have wills, and I always tell them to take it a step further and sometimes do a trust, especially if you have assets,
Okay.
so they won't get caught up in probate and stuff like that. I have a lot of clients that I talk to who've experienced a parent die. They have a home and they got to sell the house because one of the siblings not being cooperative and held up in probate. By the time the house is sold, money you have to pay the lawyers, you have to pay the probate courts, and by the time they get the money, they could have just band together and sold it. So even having a trust and having those assets in a trust and having a trustee overlook that to help, deal with situations like that where you can't, talk about it. Especially when grieving, a lot people don't really sometimes they're not in their right mind. They're so emotional and there's so much stuff going on. A lot of times we don't think logically.
Right.
So just having something like that in place that's just outlined, it saves a ton of money and a ton of stress. Also, identity theft. You got to protect your credit. We have programs we help people get out of debt. I have an excellent program where we type in some numbers, what you have in debt, how to get out of debt, whether you want to do it in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So just really show people exactly how that looks like. And it takes some time, but it's worth it. And then once we help you save money, then we help you use that money to make more money. And that's where my husband comes in because he does the investment side of our business. So, and that's really exciting because a lot of people don't really understand money, how money works. We have programs teach how money works, how to really, because a lot of us, we out here, we spend money, we spend money, we spend money, we spend money. And then you look up and it's like, dang, I spent all this money because we just swipe, swipe, swipe. But if you monitor everything that you do, you can look at where your money's going, what you spending that money on, and is it something that's really necessary that's gonna help you and your family? You gotta think about it. Cable bill. People paying $200 for cable in this day and age.
Yeah, that's
right.
True. That's true.
So just with the cable cutting back, I'm not saying don't watch TV. I'm not saying don't have no enjoyment,
right?
But sometimes we just don't need 350 million channels. Yeah. So if I can find a way to help you save $50, put that in an investment account. Let it work, right?
And you'll see that that investment, even if it's just cutting back $50, you average that over 12 months, that adds up.
Right. And then it's growing. You stick a percentage on that. Now that money is making money. And that's where the investment side comes in. And with investment, I tell clients all the time, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a sprint. It's not going to happen overnight. And if you're saving that money, don't even look at it.
Right. Because
just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then also when you get a raise or you get a bonus, like I said, I'm not saying don't have fun, but if you get a $1,000 bonus, take $100, 200, 10, 20%, put that towards your investment.
That's true.
You still have $800 to enjoy yourself. So we like to help our clients save money. I have a lot of clients that overspend on life insurance. They're paying so much money on their life insurance, and just to help them save money, get more coverage for less money, that money you save, just put in an investment account and let it work for you.
So what's the best type of life insurance coverage you would suggest to our viewers?
Well, I wouldn't suggest anything. I like to share information, and based on the client's needs, what they want, what they can afford, and what they can get approved for, then we structure it and help them that way. I wouldn't say there's necessarily a wrong type of insurance, because long as you have it, and God forbid if something happens, your family get a check, it's a win, right? So, because there's some people that can't get certain insurance where they have to have this type of insurance. So some people who have to have like final expense where you won't get a check. Something happens, it only take care of a burial, but that's the only thing they can afford right now. Or that's the only thing that they can get approved for because of medical conditions. And most people who have final expense life insurance is because they're not healthy enough, and an insurance company just don't want to take that risk of covering you, knowing that you have these ailments and you probably won't live long.
But it still keeps your family from having to get money, ask for money, borrow money, different things where they will have to do that. At least the expenses will be covered for them.
Right.
So,
That's why I said I never say, oh, this is bad, or you shouldn't never get this type, because if that person is in that situation, I don't want them to feel bad because of their health. Their health. I just want to make sure that I'm able to help them get something, so that family won't be in a financial bind when that time comes.
So you do offer different types of insurance depending on whatever their needs are.
Right, whatever their needs are. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm able to help them or guide them to the right channels to make sure that they have something. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wait, I was looking at something on your hand. You look like you didn't win a Super Bowl or a championship. Put that up in the camera again. What we got right
Yes. So
here?
so my company, if you make anywhere between 100,000 to $999,000,
Okay.
then you'll get a recognition ring.
That
And then
looked like a Super Bowl ring. You didn't want over there won a
well,
Super
actually, the
Bowl.
people who make the rings are the people that do the Super Bowl rings. And it's
Nice.
heavy. Yeah, it's very heavy.
Nice. Nice. So I kept looking. I was like, wait, did she win the Super playing the WNBA or something?
Good eye. Good eye.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, I want you to tell our viewers, share any thoughts on them as far as what they would need for, suggesting life insurance, anything for their finances, and where everybody could follow you, or if they wanted to reach out to you, how they can contact you and get those services from you, or suggest someone that you may know if they're not in your specific area.
Okay. So I do want to share with everyone that if you have someone that depend on your income, or if you have assets that need to be protected, life insurance is the #1 way for us to flip wealth in our community. And what I found in our community, life insurance always been sold to us as burial. Oh, you got to get some life. I'm sorry.
Educate me.
Right. It's always been sold to us as burial. No, life insurance is the #1 way for us to leave wealth. Because you think about it, a lot of people will not attain wealth in their lifetime. Not the wealth that they desire, right? I'm not talking about having a good job, living, being able to pay your bills, being able to retire. What I'm talking about is leaving wealth that'll change generations and generations. Like not just your children and their children, but your grandchildren's children's children. That's what life insurance does, because you got to think about it. We were property back in the day. And that's how life insurance came about, because they had to protect their assets, which was us.
Okay.
Right? Even when slavery was over, the federal government gave slave owners money because they lost their assets, their property. There was no more free wages. So just think about it. If we as property were being protected by the people that own us, why wouldn't we get protection today to protect our income for our family, for our children, our grandchildren, and generations to come, the people that probably won't even know about us? But because we did something today, our children's children will know who we are because of what we've done for them. That's the power of life insurance. Life insurance is tax-free money.
Wow.
Life insurance is tax-free money. So you got to think about it. You have a life insurance policy. Your father dies and you get a check for $500,000. That's tax-free money. You know what that could do for you?
So you don't get, so if once you get the 500, that's not taxed.
No. Now, when you start buying stuff, they're going to tax you.
Okay.
It's life insurance.
Got you.
Life insurance.
I have some more information I want to get out. We're running out of time. So I'm going to probably have you and your husband back so we could talk about the investment side, as well as I want to get more into finding out about these trusts. So I like to talk to my experts in these fields and the investments, so that way they could talk to us and our viewers about those things. But I definitely appreciate you coming on, talking to our viewers about the importance of life insurance and why they need it. And go ahead and plug where they can get the insurance and how they can contact you, you know, as far as getting that started, because they need to get that started today.
Yes, yes. So my contact number is 770-769-1603. 770-769-1603. And then my Rahmica Torregano-Stewart, that is my Facebook account. And that's really how to get in contact with me.
Okay. Do you have anyone follow you on social media? You want to plug in?
You know, I do have a social media. It's his_pretty_lady.
Okay. There we go. There we go.
That's what my husband called me. He called me the pretty lady. So
there you go.
You've been calling me that since we first started dating, and it just carried on.
Well, he got to keep his queen happy. I mean, you know, he's not lying on that. So I thank you, Miss Rahmica, for coming on the show, telling our viewers about everything. Good to have you. Good to stay in contact with you all these years. And, you know, doing big things. I appreciate that. Hold that Super Bowl ring up one more time. We want to see that.
Yes.
There we go. There we go.
Thank you so much. Like I said, I appreciate you having me on. It is a pleasure and an honor, and just to see you thrive and doing well all throughout the years. Because like you said, we stayed in contact, and you've always done well. And I just love it. My faith Lutheran brother.
No problem. How's my boy Courtney doing?
He's good. He's good. He's in New Orleans. 3 grandbabies. Doing amazing. Yes, 3 grandbabies. Yes, yes.
Wait,
Each one of his kids have a kid.
Who's older, you or Courtney?
I am.
Oh, okay. All right.
I am. I'm the boss.
Okay. I knew I hadn't seen Courtney, hadn't seen or talked to him since elementary school. So good you all are doing well. And he has 3 grandbabies. All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Rahmica.
You're welcome. Have a great one.
All right. We missed Big Perry on, but he'll definitely be on again. And thank you everyone for tuning in.
All right.